Friday night, where else would we be? But waiting for a bunch of bands to come on.
For Shalimar. And the fellow who was once in a lighthouse maybe.
I like the Lighthouse family.
I know.
I'm quite excited also that. I know, well, you could just have a beer and watch me crying.
That's a normal Friday night. We'll get someone else.
No, I've been asked to take pictures for the bulletin. So we're here at the Recinto, which is at the fairground of the Mallorca Live Festival. I know you can say SJRZ as much as you like, but it doesn't mean anything.
No, Tony's going to put some context for ladies and gentlemen, if you just give me a little breeze. There's on next go-kart track, and what used to be a water park a long time ago, there used to be 2 water parks back there, one of them shut down, and they built this, which is for a long time is where they had the Mallorca Live Festival, which is a sort of 2-night music festival in, when is that, kind of May, isn't it? Early season anyway, May, June. And it looks like they're now turning it into a more or less a couple of times a week venue. It is quite cool actually. They've got, we're in the food court area.
Well, yeah, it's burgers, sandwiches.
Well, it's and
more burgers.
You don't have to go many places in the 21st century to know what I'm talking about when I say there's things that look like cutesy old Patterson burgers that cost the other side of a tenner. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's a nice burger though, but yeah, it was 12 quid and chips are a £5, so 17 quid for chips and a burger, basically. Yeah, but I was hungry and...
Stop. We're not complaining.
No.
It sounds like we're complaining.
It's just describing. We're not complaining, we're describing.
It's roasting.
It is boiling. I'm very much
ripping
taking my trousers.
Oh, I got this already. What? How many years have you lived here?
I know, but I thought I would wear something a little bit more kind of tidy because I thought shorts might make me look a little less professional because I'm the lead photographer this evening and now wish I was wearing shorts.
You're a sweaty lead photographer.
Yes.
I think you've took Sylvie both of those days.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, it looks quite cool here. It is...
Sí, no pasa nada.
We're being joined. And it is... As we've already mentioned a few times on the podcast, it's a pretty boiling hot summer. I got hot early in my area.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and it stayed hot. And we're going to keep getting hotter, actually, isn't it?
I don't think it can get any hotter, can it?
For August.
Can it get hotter?
Oh, my name.
Don't say that.
Anyway, what's been going on? What's streets in Melbourne?
Well, talking of hot, a tourist died of heat stroke yesterday. Yes, in Arenal, I believe. So yeah, and you were saying today that you were up in Frienza all day, and you were feeling a bit weak and frappy. People, if you're here or you think about coming, do take the weather seriously.
I wasn't sunbathing at all. I was in and out of hot cars, walking around with a rucksack on. But it has been close to 40 degrees, so humid. So yeah, you can get in trouble pretty quickly. So listen to people who know what we're talking about.
The weather.
Don't go out and lie in the sun in the middle of the day. Drink plenty of water and all those things that your mum tells us to do. She was right. Mums will lay out.
Well, my mum, you can't talk about my mum in that same breath because she used to send us out full sun all day long. So that's not. It's people who know about this, who live here, will tell you don't go out in the midday sun, and that's that.
Anyway, what news for Mallorca this week?
What news? Well, let me think.
Tom Cruise is back in town.
Oh yes, he is. With a potential squeeze, Anna de Armas.
So, from a James Bond film.
Yes.
Have you not married her? He's been
He's very
notably
single, darling. He's done all that getting married stuff. I think that it's
Is that why you got your Bosch trousers on?
just in case I bump into Tom.
Speaking of which, although it's not Tom Cruise, I saw Selena Scott on Reddit this morning.
Was she complaining about the beach in Sant'Elmo by any chance? Because that seems to be her current beast.
Selena Scott?
Yeah.
How do you know what she's angry about?
Because I saw it in the paper. She was whinging about the beach. How can you whinge about the beach? I don't know what her problem was. That's because she thought it was not tidy enough.
You need to do some further research. You aren't going to slander Selena Scott.
I'm not slandering. To look at the paper. We'll have to put the link in.
Well, I'm intrigued, you know. What's on the beach for you? Love it.
Well, and I think she doesn't like the some shit. Don't think she likes the seaweed, but it's just nature. I think soon that's nature. Yeah. Anyway, we've been out and about this morning. We went to a new venue that we will be telling you more about soon. But it's the Disgusting Food Museum.
Yes. It's fun, actually.
Yes, it was fun.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but that's something to tell you next time. I'm going to do an interview with the founder.
If all goes well, we shall do an interview with them on the podcast. But they've been running successfully in Malmo and Sweden for quite a few years. Be branching out a bit.
It's an interesting idea, especially if you like trying weird food.
Just kind of a freak show. Yeah, good way. I like it. Go up.
You used that phrase a few times.
So straight sort of fist. Anyway, we have an interview for you.
Yes, it's with Jan Edwards, and she has written her second book about, well, it's set in Mallorca, and it's about this lady called Laura London, who has moved to Mallorca and was fallen in love.
The star of her first book.
Yes, it's a sequel. But you don't have to have read the first one to read the second one. And it's about Laura London, and she is an English girl, and she moves to Mallorca in search of her birth father, and then she discovers who it is, and then she also falls in love in the process. And she opens a cat cafe with her Spanish boyfriend Carlos, and it's about her life in Mallorca.
Haven't read it. Our cat's company or menu items?
Sorry?
Our cat's company or menu items? I've never been to a cat cafe.
Company, Ollie. You don't eat cats.
There are new gastronomic innovations all the time.
No, I mean, like, you've taken the disgusting food museum a little bit too far there, I think. Anyway, I had a lovely chat with Jan, and I hope you enjoyed this interview.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to my cat cafe.
Yes, not the first Mallorca Cat Café after all. No.
Okay, today I am with the splendiferous Jan Edwards.
Ooh, splendiferous. Thank you.
It's a good word, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
We're in Algaida, and we are quite warm at the moment. It is July, and we are sitting in what we've just discovered is Mallorca's first cat cafe.
Yes.
Spoiling tiny bit your book.
And we're being very British and drinking tea to keep us cool.
We really are.
Does it work?
Well, I'll find out in a minute. But Daniel, we're going to talk today about the book this is your second book that you've written about set in Mallorca. But maybe you need to kind of give us a bit of background about the first book before we start talking about the second one.
Right, okay. Well, I should just say at this point, although this is a sequel, I've written it as a standalone book.
Oh, perfect.
So that was quite a hard thing to do because you have to put the backstory in without loading it all in and boring people who read the previous book. But it's the story of Laura London, who's a broadcaster who leaves the UK initially to find out who her father was, her birth father, because she discovers that her birth mother was actually the woman she thought was her aunt. So she came to Mallorca to find out what happened because her birth mother spent some time in the Tramontana, living in a tiny little cottage in Dare. And so while she was there, she met somebody, she met a man and got pregnant. And so Laura decides she's got to find out the truth, what happened, who her father was. So she comes to the island and she gets embroiled in a cat rescue centre.
As one does when they come to Mars.
As one does, yes. And she looks after it temporarily for an American woman who's had to go back to the States to look after her mother who's terminally ill. And so she takes on this centre, but the landlord of the property makes a pass at her and she rejects him and he serves notice. So all of a sudden the owner of the refuge is in America. She can't reach her. She's got a certain number of days to get the cats out and find a new place. So the book's really about finding that place. But there's also a bit of romance in there as well with a photographer called Carlos that she meets early on, but later believes may actually be her half-brother.
Ooh.
So she decides she needs to distance herself from him. So she's doing this in the cat cafe and in the cat refuge. Part of the book is about finding a new place for the cats to go. And of course, in the end, it all ends happily. She and Carlos end up together. And that for me was going to be the end of this story. And then people in the writing group that I'm in here in Mallorca, the writers and readers of the Balearics.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Decided that there ought to be a sequel.
Was there a vote?
No, there wasn't a vote, but quite enough people had said to me, you should do a sequel. So I put on one side the book I'd already started, another book about somebody completely different, and decided I would do this one. So I knew where I wanted to start. We had this couple, and I knew what I wanted to be at the end. But what was going to happen in the middle, I had no idea. Although I did know that there was an old building on the site of the new sanctuary that had been a restaurant, one of these roadside Mallorcan things. And there was a plan to try and turn it into a cat cafe. So that's what she does in most of the book. But sadly, she has to do some of it without the help of Carlos.
Oh,
And you'll have to read the book to find out. I can't give it all away, can I?
Is it a happy ending, Jan?
It's a very happy ending, actually. A really happy ending.
Is there a lovely Mallorcan wedding?
There is.
This is very well known for those as well.
But who gets married? That's the thing. I did the same.
Okay.
Had to read it to find out who actually gets married in the end.
So what is it about cats? Because you do seem to quite like them.
I love cats. My mother hated cats. She was terrified of cats, so we wouldn't have had cats at home. But when I left home and got married, my husband then came home one day. It was in the winter. He was wearing a big anorak. It was a very cold day. He came into the house and undid the zip, and out popped this little black face from Wood Green Animal Shelter. It was a little black kitten called Lucy. We called her Lucy. So she was my first cat, and she lived until she was 17. After that, we had a rescue Maine Coon. Who was so beautiful, Ted. He unfortunately had feline leukemia, so he couldn't go out. So he was an indoor cat. He was like a dog, very, very intelligent. And hello, puss. It's a very intelligent cat. And we had him for about 5 years, but when they've got their 5e, they don't last very long. And then after that, I signed up with the Maine Coon Rescue Society in Manchester. And told them that what we were looking for. And I had a call one day to say, we've got a pair of Maine Coons. Wow, whoa. And the woman who owned them was getting married, and her husband didn't like cats, so she was getting rid of the cats. I'd have got rid of the man.
Yeah.
But anyway, she needed to find a new home for the cats. Unfortunately, when I spoke to Richard, my husband, he said, we're not having 2 cats. We're not having 2 cats. The house is too small. We were living in my cottage. It was tiny.
Maine Coons are big cats.
Yeah, they are big cats, a bit like dogs. So this was a Maine Coon. 2 Maine Coons. No, we're not having those, he said. So I waited a few more weeks, and then somebody came back and said, we've got another Maine Coon. It's at a foster home in Littlehampton. So we drove all the way from Oxfordshire down to Littlehampton, and there was this beautiful cat, and the woman who fostered the cat was a breeder of Burmans. Every horizontal surface in the house had a kitten on it or a cat.
What's Burman?
They're a bit like, they're not a Burmese. The Burmans are a bit more like a Siamese, but very fluffy. They're really pretty and quite often have blue eyes. So anyway, the woman said, I'm not sure whether Smokey will come to you because he's very, very nervous. So, okay, went in. I sat down. There was a little stool on the floor in the sitting room. So I sat down, and the cat came into the room on its haunches, came towards me, jumped onto my lap immediately. And the woman said, I think you'll have to have him. Oh, that's fine with me. He's beautiful. And then she said, there's just a little problem. He's made good friends with one of my Burmans, and I wouldn't want them to be split up. So we ended up with 2 cats. Anyway. And then not much longer, we ended up with 11. So yeah, we had 11 cats here in Mallorca at one stage.
Did you move Smokey and the other cat here?
Smokey and Minstrel came with us. Smokey unfortunately got cancer about 2 or 3 years after we moved here. He had chemotherapy, which amazed me because I thought it would be a terrible treatment for them, but they didn't seem to, whether it's because they don't know what's happening, but he didn't have any problems. Minstrel lived until he was 21.
Go on, Minstrel.
I know. I mean, our vet was like,
age.
no, cats don't live that long. And I said, well, they do when they're very well looked after.
It's a matter of how hard you can look.
Yeah. So they were our indoor cats, and then we had all these outdoor cats. And it's just been lovely. We had 2 litters from the same mama. We managed to catch the mama after a while and get her neutered. She was already pregnant again. She was just churning them out. And when Jetta realised we were looking after her kittens, she wandered off one day and didn't come back. So some have come, some have gone. We've had people obviously dump cats at our place, kittens. So we've had quite a few. And sadly now, after 21 years, we're down to just 3.
What is the appeal of the cat?
I don't know, I just feel I bond with cats, actually. They're very intelligent. Initially, when we came here, we were pleased to have a lot because there were quite a few rats around the property when we bought it. And we had a couple of rat encounters in the house, which was very unpleasant. But I have to say, although we don't see rats anymore, the cats I've never brought anything dead back to the house or even alive. I think they're too well fed. So, but I think there's just something about them. They've all got different characters. They can be affectionate, they can be aloof, they can be very amusing, a bit annoying at times. But yeah, I just love cats. I love cats.
So there's no doubt that cats were going to be in your books?
No, well, you say that. When I first started thinking about this book was before we moved here, and I was working for the BBC, and I was made a sort of patron of a local donkey sanctuary in Oxfordshire. And I went to open the summer fair and judged the best dressed donkey competition.
That's my dream.
I know, I love donkeys. If I could have had donkeys, I would have done, but they're a bit more expensive than cats. So I thought, yeah, a donkey sanctuary in Mallorca, this will be my book. And when I got here, I thought, I don't really know anything about donkeys. And then all these cats started arriving in our lives, and I thought, I'll stick to cats because I know more about cats.
More relatable probably as well.
Yeah, more relatable.
More people have met a cat than they've met a donkey.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we used to have 2 donkeys in our valley, but we didn't see them very often. They were quite friendly. But cats, there are plenty of cats around.
The first book was called Daughter of Dea.
That's right, yeah.
And this one's called The Mallorca Cat Café.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't see them necessarily as a series anyway, would you? Because they have quite different...
Yeah, yeah. The only thing is that there's a similar style because it's the same cover designer.
Yeah.
A guy in England actually called Bespoke Book Covers, a chap called Peter, who's really easy to work with.
I like this little cat.
Yes.
Down here. The cover is really sweet. It's lots and lots of cats and a lemon tree and a girl looking wistfully into the mountains.
And what I call Daughter of Dea lights, which are these outdoor lights that you see everywhere in the summer that just makes me think of Mallorca.
Yeah, well, me too, actually. It makes me think of weddings in Mallorca specifically.
You've probably been to more weddings than I have in Mallorca.
It's more weddings than I could shake a stick at. But how long did it take you? Because you said you started to think about the book before you moved here, but
that was Daughter of Dea.
But you moved here quite a while ago. And it was a bit of time to crank out the first one.
It did. Well, we had no electricity when we moved here.
Oh, it had so.
And my handwriting is absolutely shocking. I could have been a doctor, but it's so bad. My handwriting's not good. I can't keep up. My brain goes too fast for my hands. Yeah. So I didn't really do anything except think about it. And I thought about it a lot. And when eventually we got electricity, which was about 9 months after we moved in, I could plug my computer in. So that's when I started to think about it. And then I stalled because, you know what it's like when you move into a house in Mallorca, an old place. There was so much to do. We had to have a new roof. We had to have a new septic tank. Loads of stuff. So I didn't really get it done. And then I did a course run by Random House Penguin, which was called Construct a Novel. And so I signed up for this because I thought that might give me the impetus to get on with it. And it was very helpful. But the only thing was that each assignment took you to a different part of the novel. So what I ended up with was lots of pieces that weren't necessarily in any sort of order and had to be put into an order and joined together. So that was a bit complicated, to be honest.
That was a good support, I suppose, because I mean, lots of people think they've got a book in them, don't they?
Yes.
I mean, you work with words and you've always worked with words. So, I mean, I guess you're not frightened of putting words down one by one on a page.
No.
Other people might feel a bit more daunted by that, I suppose, or feel like it's a dream, or maybe have imposter syndrome kind of. Yeah. So like if you write for a living and you communicate for a living, did you feel like you already had a bit of a leg up, or did you feel because it's fiction and before you were a journalist, is it two different things?
Yeah, I think I felt there was a bit of a leg up there, just having had that writing confidence. People had paid me to write things, so there was a little bit of confidence there. Hello, Puss. We've got a little
What's this?
assistant.
Malibu.
Malibu. Hello, Malibu.
Malibu's just, sorry for the silence, but Malibu is currently headbutting the book, which is very cute. We're just trying to get some sort of video of it. No, Malibu's not. Oh, he's back to his treats.
Back to food.
Anyway, so you thought that you thought that it was kind of like it gave you a bit of confidence.
Yeah, I think it does. But I think anybody who feels that they've got something in them shouldn't worry about it. They should just sit down and put the words down, because they might discover something in themselves that they never knew they had. And in any event, the first draft is just spitting out the ideas, if you like.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what a difference the first draft is from the final product.
How many drafts did you do?
Not that many, actually, on this one, because I think it seemed to flow, because I knew the characters, I think that helped. I knew the characters. I knew how they would respond in certain situations. So that wasn't too bad. I probably did about 3 or 4 drafts. And then I changed a few things. But
then you had an editor on the island, who's I guess has been pretty important in that process as well.
yes, and I think that having a professional editor, however good a writer you are or you think you are, I think a professional editor is worth their weight in gold. And I had Nikki Taylor Editorial, based in Palma, and she edited my first book. And that was my first novel, so there were things in there that she noticed. That it's amazing when you write something, you don't realise that you get these sort of stock phrases that you keep using, or gestures. I had a lot of winking in the first draft. A lot of people winking at each other. So there was a lot of dust in my book.
So what would she do? Just point it out and say you need to do something about that.
Yeah, so she would read through it, and she notices things like that. And in this book, because I was very conscious that I didn't want people to have to have read the first book to read this one happily, she pointed out where she felt maybe I needed to put a bit more information in. So that was really helpful. Not much winking. I don't think there's much winking in this one, but there was quite a bit of arm holding, gesturing, stroking arms sympathetically. So, but you don't realise you're doing it, and when you're writing it, and then when you read it, you don't notice it. It takes a fresh pair of eyes. And I've read a few books recently that have not been professionally edited. I'm obviously not going to say who by, but they were good stories, but so much better they would be if they were professionally edited.
I mean, editing is about helping you shape the story, hone the story, get rid of the fluff.
Yes.
Add explanation where it's needed, but like not fundamentally changing the tones of it.
Yeah, that's right. I think a lot of people are frightened that when they pass their work to an editor that they're going to lose control of it.
Oh, really? Or feel judged by them, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a team situation, though, isn't it?
Sorry?
So like you have to have that person in your team.
Yes, yeah, it is a team situation. And I think you have to get over the fact that somebody is going to change it dramatically, because actually they don't. All they do is make suggestions. You get your document back with a list of comments. And it's up to you whether you accept or reject. I don't think I rejected any of Nikki's suggestions because they all made perfect sense. And there's sort of silly things. I mean, my spelling's pretty hot, I must say. But I have a Swedish realtor, an estate agent in this book, and her name spelling changed 3 times because it was Swedish. I didn't notice it. I'd read the damn thing so many times. But she noticed it. So it's things like that. And it just gives it that little bit of polish.
Yeah, makes it more professional.
Yeah.
And also I think that as the reader, when you are reading it, you then, as the third party to that book, do notice those mistakes. I do anyway, I notice them, but like, if there's a phrase being repeated or certain words that keep coming in, you just used that word like 2 pages ago.
Yeah.
Like it really begins to, it kind of makes me not like the book as much.
Yeah.
It feels like it's not had its eye on the ball. So I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah, I would recommend it to anybody who wanted to write a book. It's an investment. Whether I ever get the money back, it's self-published through Amazon, KDP. And I had this wonderful thought when I wrote the first one that I would give all the profits to cat charities on the island.
You haven't had any profits yet.
I haven't had any profits yet. So, but if I ever make a profit with this one and the other one, then I will do just that.
I want to read one of these. It's so sweet. In the back of the book, it says, "My heartfelt thanks to the boss, Richard, who's your husband, for trying to remember to give me some uninterrupted periods, trying to remember, and then uninterrupted periods to write and edit this novel, and for the endless cups of herb tea." It's lovely. When I first joined readers and writers in the Balearics, I didn't believe I'd ever finished a novel I'd started years before. Now I've written 2, thanks to the motivation and inspiration I take away from my monthly meetings in Palmas. I've also made some good friends within this group. Writing can be a lonely occupation, and I recommend that writers seek out their tribe of scribes to counter this. The highly qualified Nikki Taylor editorial, again worked her magic on this novel, and Nikki, your keen eye for detail is impressive. And I must mention our remaining rescue felines, Pip and Sweetie, constantly remind me why I love cats.
I need to add another one to that now, by the looks of it.
You've got a third
one.
Talopa.
We've already given a name. I don't know if it's a female or a male, but it's a very pretty cat, so we're assuming female. Shadow.
Oh.
Because she appears out of the shadows when at feeding time.
I move in the shadows and nick your dinner when you're not.
Yes.
Let's talk about the group writers and readers in the Balearics, because I'm also a member. I don't get to go to.
You're too busy.
I don't get to go to as many meetings as I'd like to, but when I do go, it's really enjoyable. But what is the value as a writer?
Well, I think it's being with your tribe, as it were, the people who have the same interests as you, the same motivations, the same frustrations, especially here in Mallorca. It's frustrating that we can't go into bookshops and sell our books unless we're autónoma. I'm retired. I'm not going to pay 300 euros, whatever it is a month, just to sell a few books. And that seems to be quite a frustration, because if we were in the UK, we'd be able to go into local books and book fairs and things. So we share that kind of frustration. We share knowledge, information about processes like KDP, like finding a cover, like getting reviews. So I find it really helpful, and also because my beloved husband has no interest in writing whatsoever, and sadly is unable to read now because he's not really able to remember what he's read. So he's not a reader now, so he's kind of a bit on the side. He's very proud of me.
Yeah.
But when we went out to celebrate the book being published, and we were sitting at a table and talking about it, I said, "Isn't it great? You know, the book's out there, it's published. Have you finished it?"
Oh my God. Yes, darling. Rick.
But yeah, I mean, he's obviously very happy. He was very excited when the box of books arrived and we took them all out. But he's not involved in the process, and he's not interested in hearing about my frustrations with technology or anything else.
Yeah.
So,
And he's probably also not able to offer any solutions.
no. I mean, he always says, if I can help you, I will. But then I know if I can't sort it out myself, if it's a techie problem.
Is the experience that you're living now with him and his illness going to inform a different kind of book, do you think, in the future?
I don't know. I think there've been a sort of quite a few books about people living with that kind of degenerative brain disease. So I'm not sure. The thing I like to do is to write happy books. I do feel, particularly at the moment with the way the world is, but I just want people to pick up my book. It's not a great work of literary endeavour.
Not getting the Booker Prize, is it?
I won't get the Booker Prize, no.
Might get the Happy W. Smith Reader, but
Yeah, if they've ever got to see it. But I want to write something that people will finish and go, "Oh, oh, that was really nice. I enjoyed that. It was fun. And the reviews I've had so far have been pretty positive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm quite happy about that. But I think I like to write happy fiction.
In a previous career, you were a radio journalist.
Yeah.
Would you record these as books, audio books?
I did think about it, but in fact, I've got the kit at home because I had a podcast, which for various reasons I've not done for a while. And I could do it. There was a webinar that I looked at about recording your own book. But it would take a long time because it's quite a big endeavour to talk for hours and hours around.
Do you think it would take a long time to read it?
Yeah. And the quality of the voice gets tired.
Yeah.
So it's something you have to do in sort of short bursts, probably of 2 or 3 hours. I do have a friend who's quite a well-known narrator in London, a former BBC colleague, and he does quite a lot of book narrating, but obviously if I did one for this, it would be a female.
It'd have to be a female.
Have to be a female. And funnily enough, when we had our writers' meeting a couple of months ago, we had a lady come to talk to us about audiobooks. And it was really interesting, and I would like to do that, but probably with a professional narrator.
Well, I think it would be great. I listen to more books than I read. It's purely self-interest. No, please record it. I don't know about anyone else, but I have a very short attention span for reading the wise. I haven't got I used to be able to lose myself in a book, but that was back in the day when I didn't have 2 phones, 8,000 social media accounts, and so many other things happening all of the time. Like I would take myself off and just bury myself in a book, and I could get through a book a day. And also, when I wasn't driving so much, when I was on public transport, you've got all that kind of like dead time, like half an hour or an hour on a train every day. Well, what else do you do except read a book?
Yeah.
So I was banging through books then as well. But these days, I feel is reading really even like it's still a leisurely, pleasurable thing to do, but making it more accessible to more audiences, maybe an audiobook would be a good idea.
Yeah, I would like it to be an audiobook. Whether I read it, I think it would probably take a while. I'd have to consult my friend and see what he thinks. Because I think if you're narrating something and you get tired, obviously your voice gets tired as you go along, that will show too.
It's different voices for the characters.
Well, that apparently isn't essential.
Yeah, it's nice to give you Carlos a little, some Spanish. Yeah, I think it's helpful when you're the listener that the characters have got some a different timbre to them.
Yes, yeah. So, anyway, one day we'll see how it gets on.
And what is next for you then? Like, you've written this book and you've launched it very successfully. What's the next thing? You just promote it and you start a new book, or have you got anything else in the pipeline?
I've got two books I've started.
Oh.
One is a memoir of moving to Mallorca. And I keep thinking, I really need to do this. And I think it would be very useful for Richard, actually. I think he'd enjoy reading.
And aid.
Yeah. And for both of us, because you forget, we've been here 21 years. And suddenly, sometimes you think, oh, I remember that day. The funny things that have happened here. We live right out in the countryside on a hill. And one day, a minibus, drove down the hill, and it was packed with people wearing really bright clothes. So it was a bit strange. We had visitors with us at the time. So anyway, a little later, about 10 minutes later, a whole load of speed skaters in really bright coloured one-piece uniform things came whizzing up the hill.
Oh my goodness.
On their speed skates, up the hill. And I went, wow. So
did they come back down the hill?
They went down on the bus. And so obviously training, going up. So, little things like that suddenly come back to you. And I think, well, yeah, I will get on with this book. But I also started another novel, which will be feel good, about an interior designer.
Oh, yes.
Who moves to Mallorca.
We know.
It's not just in Knox. But she's an interior designer, or a budding. She's an assistant to a well-known designer in the UK. Anyway, she inherits a property in Mallorca. So She thinks it's going to be an apartment on the Paseo Marítimo, which she remembered from her teens, belonging to her uncle, but actually it's not. It's an old finca that's been partly turned into a hotel, and she's got to finish it. Oh, bless.
She's got to finish the finca.
She's got to finish
You have to get a sledge around.
interior designer.
Wow.
So I've done about 20,000 words of that one. But of course, it's the marketing is the thing. I'm like a lot of people. I'm not very good at blowing my own trumpet. Yes. And
It is a big problem with writers, I've noticed. Now, in the group, I see a lot of reticence about actually like promotion.
yeah,
And that is my actual like profession. Pushing people to promote people.
yeah,
But I do see like people be quite shy about it.
yeah. And I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not that I'm not confident, because I think it's quite a good book, quite a good story, and I know it's been, reasonably well written. I think it's just that I'm not the sort of person that it's not something that our parents instilled into us. Don't be boastful. Don't.
Yeah, but you can be confident.
Yeah, I've never been very confident.
You can get what you're due.
Yeah. So I still need to do some promotion on this, I think. I think probably I should have not released it quite as quickly as I did. I should have done some pre-marketing. But patience, I don't have a lot of patience.
Well, it's in my hands. We can talk about it. So we're doing it now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Apart from the writing of the novels, you're also a journalist here, working for Sunshine Radio.
Yes.
And I want to say what the incel.
Yeah, I don't do anything for incel.
We don't do.
Ich spreche nicht so gut Deutsch.
Sunshine Radio is owned by Incel Radio, yes. There's like a German radio company, yes. But Sunshine Radio is in English, yes. So what do you do for them?
I do restaurant review. Every week we have a restaurant of the week.
Yeah, sat though. Come on, you've got to work on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sucking it all in. When I stand up, it'll all go down to my ankle.
I feel sorry for the restaurant critics because they're like, you can't control what you're eating. No, you have to eat what's given to you. Boy, oh boy, did they go big. They go big when you're in.
Yeah, I think the secret is to eat healthily when you're eating at home. Such a pretty cat, this ginger one.
Yeah, he's getting his close up now. Ooh. Just trying to make you some marketing pictures here. So tell me about like what kind of restaurants you're getting to see. Are you going to like highbrow ones, fancy pants ones?
I like to mix it up a bit because there are some beautiful, very expensive restaurants here, and I'm very conscious that not everybody can afford to go to them. Most of the restaurants that I review, we pay for ourselves, so the reviews are honest. It's transparent. If there's something that isn't right, well,
you can say it because you're not being held accountable by you're not being paid by the restaurant.
No, I'm not. But sometimes I get invited, but it's not that often. I'd rather just go and not say anything until sometimes when on the way out we'll say, oh, by the way, this will probably be my restaurant of the week next week or the week after. I'll let you know. And that
do they be like, oh, do they get you something?
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's lovely, actually. Some people are like, oh, really?
I think, crap, I should have brought her the good steak.
But so I do that for restaurant of the week, and that's my choice. They're not advertisers. The radio station just lets me choose.
And do you tend to like stick to an area, or do you go all over the place?
All over the place, actually. Probably not so much in the southwest. I think Mia's got that covered.
I mean, but to be honest, I think like there's quite a good balance. But she's very much southwest, and you're very much everywhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, like we have spoken about it before, but I also want to make sure that everybody knows Jan is going to be one of our good signers. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. We have to do another day. We should do an interview, and you should come and talk to us about restaurants.
That would be lovely.
Because I really want you to. Because like, you are, one of my heroes in this department.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're so good at what you do, and I really love the fact that you're still, despite like personal circumstances, still get out there and do what these days is you so good at it. I feel like it's kind of It's a kind of a tonic for you as well, I imagine, because it's like, no, it's nice to have the outlet to be able, still be able to broadcast and still be able to write.
Yeah.
Whilst Richard's ill.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, if circumstances were different, I'd still want to be working because I love working. I can't imagine stopping, to be honest. I just love doing it. I've always been a bit of a workaholic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also do, apart from restaurant reviews, I do a feature, which is either summer in Mallorca or winter in Mallorca. We don't have spring or autumn anymore.
We don't, do we? Got from reasonable to, oh my God.
Yeah, someone flicked a switch. So yes, I do that. That's just a short feature every week.
What do you talk about in that?
Well, it depends really. I do it mainly with tourists and holidaymakers in mind, things to do, not necessarily events, but things like, beach clubs, rooftop restaurants, rooftop bars, walking, sports, all sorts of things that you can do here. But every now and again, somebody gives me information about an art exhibition, or I've just done something for Tor Evans.
Yeah, the hummingbird.
Yes, the Hummingbird Initiative, that will be on air this week. That'll be on air this week. So
That's an event in
October, yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting in there early.
Yeah, but
Massive. That's not normally like.
that's not very Mallorcan, is it? But yeah, October.
Since she's from London.
Yeah, it's got that London mindset. Yeah. And October will come soon enough.
Sure enough.
Time flies here.
I'm hoping August is done and dusted quickly though, because July is already pretty heavy.
Yeah, I do wonder the fact that we've already had thunderstorms, whether it's all moved back a month. Maybe in August it will be just warm and lovely. No, I don't think so.
Get like that. We're just going to have to deal with like being hot and sweaty and clammy another 6 weeks or so. So where can people get your book?
Amazon. At the moment, that's the only place you can get it. You can get it in paperback. You can get it in Kindle. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. So if you're a subscriber to Kindle Unlimited, you can read it, well, for free. Technically, it's not free because you pay the subscription. But you can read it.
How does that work for you then, if it's free?
It works quite well, actually, because they never disclose what the pot is. There's a pot of money each month that's divided out among the people who've got books read on Kindle Unlimited. So what happens is every day I get I can if I go into it, I can see how many pages of my books have been read.
Really?
And they pay you a pence, probably, cents per page that's read.
Okay, everybody, you have to get, if you've got Kindle Unlimited, just get it on the...
Yeah, you can have 10 books at a time for free. So
Jan needs the...
I need the money so that I can make a profit and give something to the cats.
Let me read the blurb on the back. Love, friendship and feline fun on a sun-kissed Mediterranean island. Life seems idyllic for Laura London, the presenter of a successful morning show on an English radio station, shares an apartment in Mallorca's capital, Palma, with her photographer boyfriend, Carlos MacLeod.
Yes, I wonder where that inspiration...
And ready with your cat, hurry. Vicky MacLeod.
Laura out differently.
Yeah, it is spelled differently. Laura is also the new owner of a tiny but significant cottage the couple intends to renovate in the mountain village of Daya. One day it'll be a cosy weekend bolt hole. After their other dream project has come to fruition, they have made plans to turn an abandoned former restaurant into Mallorca's first cat cafe to raise much-needed funds for the adjacent Refugio Marilu, their American friends' sanctuary for homeless cats and kittens. But when a bombshell from Carlos's past takes him away from home and threatens their future together, Laura must put aside her heartbreak to make this passion project happen. Can she overcome the emotional and practical difficulties involved? And will her heart ever mend? Yes, it will. Come on, I'm excited to read it. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
On this. It's a huge achievement to get a book out, get 2 out. It was like amazing. Well done.
Well, I'll try for 3, but
come on, you can do it. You've already got your eye in, so just keep going.
Yes, it would be nice to do another one about Laura, really.
Is there another one in there, do you think?
A couple of people have said to me, oh, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well, I'm just going to read the last page now.
Well, there is, because there's the cottage. They don't they don't get around to finishing doing up the cottage.
Could she have a kitten of her own? It's possible. Raising babies in Mallorca is definitely a romantic thing to do.
Really?
Yeah, because they run around barefoot and trilingual.
Yeah. It is. I think it's an amazing place to bring up kids.
It is.
If I'd had children, and I'd been, we'd moved here younger, I'd be very happy bringing up children here.
Yeah, they turn out pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yours has, certainly.
Yes, she has. Right, thank you very much, Jan.
Thank you, Vicky.
I'm sweating.
And thank you, Ollie, for editing.
Hello, sweet. Go and get the book, guys, because it's really, really important to support local authors, and especially ones I love this much. So there you have it. She's also going to be one of our Mallorca insiders because she has got a huge amount of knowledge about the hospitality scene here. So we've got Mia.
But she's a proper bona fide journalist and everything.
Yes. We've got Mia, she's going to be covering a lot of things as well, and Jans. And they have like two different opinions about various things on the island. I think that's really very interesting.
Jan's been here for what, 20 years.
Jan's been here since 2007, I think.
She was a journalist. Wasn't she? The BBC Radio Oxford sort of thing.
She went for the BBC for a really long time.
Just voice
I love her.
for that kind of stuff.
She's a top bird. So thank you, Jan. Good luck with the book. If you want to get a copy of the book, if you are a Kindle Unlimited subscriber, you can just download the book for free. And I said, does that mean you don't get paid anything? She said, no, we all the authors in the Kindle Unlimited program get money. So it's not like you're nicking a book off Jan or anything. You're getting, she gets paid anyway. And then, or if you don't have that, you don't want it on Kindle, you can buy it in paperback on Amazon, and I'll put the link in the show notes.
Is that us for the moment?
I think so, because we've got to go and do some work. Trying to keep on our schedule of releasing a podcast every week at least.
Very much. And we had interviewed Oshini Quince this morning, and we mentioned it's the last podcast.
Yeah, so she's going to be our next insider next Monday.
She's awesome.
She is also. And she gave me a lovely badge. Where is it? That's my lovely badge. What does it say?
Zero Fox.
Zero Fox.
She doesn't. Actually, she explains in our interview a bit more about the basis behind it. It's about, simplifying life.
Caring about the things that matter and not worrying about the things that
Those stuff.
Exactly. No, but
Those small stuff is not as fun as Zero Thugs.
no.
Well, they're not.
But I feel honoured to be wearing one of these
All right,
badges.
that's enough from us. Check out the notes below if you want to subscribe to our podcast, give us a rating, and subscribe to our newsletter and follow us on socials, all that kind of stuff. You'll find everything you need in the links below. See you next time on Fin de Semana.
Hey, thanks for listening. Listen, we need your help. But if you don't mind, would you please subscribe wherever you got this podcast? You can find it in most places, Spotify, iTunes, all the rest of them. Just click subscribe, and if you get a chance to leave us a review and you'd like to leave us a good one, we won't stand in your way. And something for you. If you'd like to get our monthly newsletter, then visit our website. That's Mallorca-Mallorca.es. That's Mallorca with a J, Mallorca-ES. And follow the link there. And if you'd like to ask us a question, send us a DM to our Facebook or Instagram channels. And wherever you get your podcasts, if you see the show notes, you'll see the links for everything you need. Thanks for listening. See you next time.